Hey, how you doing? I am back. The official decomposer for an old guy. Anyhow, I'm having, as you can tell, a wonderful time. For as many videos as I put out in like 3 weeks. My very first video, I was like, yeah, go ahead and try it, and it's turned into this. I've been having an amazing time because it's broadened my view of the power of the fan, the loyalty of the fan, sharing so many great stories about band members. Because when I do these, I don't look anybody up beforehand. I also do not look up lyrics. I've had a few people say, please do that, but I don't. As I always say, I treat my reaction reviews as all, including the vocalist, as an instrument, as a final piece of artwork delivered to you. And then I'll go back and I start to learn things, and I learn a lot of great things from you, the fan, with the great comments and stuff. So today, Porcupine Tree, Dark Matter. Now, I had a lot of people say, God, you got to check out Anestitize, that song. And I was like, okay, I'll check it. At 17 minutes, I was like, oh, I don't know if my SD card is big enough for that, but I'm going to get to that track. But I just randomly chose this song out of YouTube. When you type in a band name, it gives you some options. So give me a second. Let me get my ducks in a row here. And by the way, these are AKG 240s. I have a lot of people that still ask what are the headsets. So I put a link down below if you want to check this out. And then, of course, I'll put a link below of this track, Unfettered, with my reaction below as well. So, okay, let's do this. Stand by. All right.
Inside the vehicle, the cold is extreme. Smoke in my throat kicks me out of my dream. I try to relax, but it's warmer outside. I fail to connect, it's a tragic divide. This has become a full-time career.
Okay, my first stop. If you've never seen me do one of my reaction reviews, this is what I do. I talk a little bit. Forgive me in advance. I have had comments. People go, oh my God, you're stopping at the wrong place. I don't know the right or wrong place. I'm just stopping. First of all, beautiful pads at the very beginning. For those of you who don't know what that is that, synthesizers, you have choices of these beautiful warm string sounds behind there. And it kind of felt like it's coming out and kind of like embracing you in kind of this ambient hug, if you would. And then as the rhythm came in, what was that rhythm meter for you guys that are down for it? I'll get that at the end. It was a very unique setting. They set this this particular meter in play to kind of get you into this kind of hypnotic meditative kind of vibe. And it's very unique because of the time meter that they chose, because it does kind of leave you kind of hinging on, is there something, where's the message? Is there something missing? You know what I mean? And then when the guitar came in, had its own pattern, and the voice, now the chord changes, I was like, and especially when the background vocals came in, I felt two different influences thus far. One was, I don't know if you guys ever heard of a band called Level 42. I felt that kind of influence in there. And then I also felt Yes influence at this point. But it is it's pulling, and it's very intriguing, and it's very kind of an intoxicating setup, obviously, for something else coming, I'm pretty sure, already with this kind of production. So I am invested in what's going on here, you know, emotionally through what I've heard so far. So I'll go back a little bit and let's continue forward.
This has become a full-time career. To die young would take only 21 years. Gun down a school or blow up a car. The media circus will make you a star. Crushed like a rose, feel the river flow.
So going into this last section in between my last break, you know, when an arranger or a keyboardist decides to use certain pads, you know, they have so many dynamics in there at their disposal, whether it's a patch that they already just called up and tweaked a little bit, or they've built on their own. I don't know if you saw me kind of rise to the occasion when I heard this pad, but there is what they call a resonant sweep at the end of it that kind of grows and swells, even though, you know, they're holding down maybe just one note or, you know, one set of voicings. That resonating tail at the end is a purposeful decision in its production to do exactly what it just did to me, is to kind of pull you through, even though you as the listener may not be dialed into it. Sometimes I wish I was you as just the listener, because when you're a composer, you listen to music completely different. And once again, I got to go back into the Yes influence there and the chord changes and stuff. And I like that guitar solo was beautiful because it led on in a kind of chromatic kind of way and stuff like that. And then there was a little blues tweak in there that really caught me, and it just sounded beautiful. So let me go back a little bit. Let's continue.
Dark matter flowing out onto a tape is only as loud as the silence it breaks. Most things decay in a matter of days. The product is sold, the memory fades. Crush like a rose, feel the river flow.
You know, these chord choices that they're using here in kind of theater of the mind, it kind of the turnaround of chords before it repeats itself kind of starts off with hope, and then the next chord kind of goes, yeah, but here's a little something, and then the next chord shows up and goes, but it could be, and then the last chord, which they hold off on, you know, by, it sounds like by 2 extra bars. I don't know if they play that third chord for maybe like 6 bars and then 2 bars of this other chord. Kind of goes, but it's okay. I mean, that's what I'm getting in the feeling. That's what I love about what they're doing with this. And, you know, the musicianship, you know, they're flawless. I mean, obviously, once again, you don't become them unless you have full command of your instruments and are constantly exploring. So let's move forward. This is almost over. Got about another minute and a half. Let me scooch back a bit. I just wanted to drop that on you guys. Okay, there's just a little bit left, but what I wanted to get in on right now is that, you know, I always like to touch on engineering. Now, if you notice, a lot of the songs that I have been reacting to are very large, big, powerful sounds, and that's because also by virtue of the genre, right? You'll listen, and I'm sure you've realized as a listener that drums are mixed in many different ways. They could be right up in your face and be round and fat, or they could be deep and pulled back but have a very wonderful stereo ambient vibe to it, like this. And so for those of you that don't know anything about miking techniques and drums and stuff, and you're the listener, when they set up the drums and they have the mics around the drums for the engineers, there's these mics that usually will go overhead. There are overhead mics, and that's what catches the ambiance of the overall kit. And by moving that up and down, will give you a wider ambient feeling of the drum kit. Therefore, it can, by virtue of that, give the engineer a little more opportunity with dynamics to place the drums in a certain way, in a nice little pocket. And I love the drum placement here. The drum placement is just absolutely perfect for this song. So I wanted to mention that, and then we're going to fade out of this, and then I'll wrap it up for you. Let's go back a little bit. Was that it? Yeah, it was. All right. Well, so Porcupine Tree, Dark Matter. I don't know that this was a song that I should have started off with, but I definitely have the desire after listening to this to go a little deeper. I'm definitely going to do the Anestitize, that one. But I think I'm gonna have to sit down and really have a little bit of a libation or something to get, not to get through it. I just want to be able to sink into it. So anyhow, thank you very much for all of your comments and stuff like that. By the way, did you guys guess the meter for this? 7/8. And putting that all together in its package here, Dark Matter to me was a great first time for Porcupine Tree. Once again, I'm dialing myself into possible influences of Yes, and that level 42, it was just the chord changes, but it kind of reminded me of a song called Because It's Over and I Ain't Coming Back. Anyhow, that's just me. Thanks for hanging out. I'm actually going to do another one today. I think I'm going to be hitting for Meshuggah today. So give me about 6, 7, 8 hours. The surf is fun. I'm going to go paddle out. Might come in, do a rinse with Meshuggah. All right. Later.